Consider man's condition in these two systems, we run into what might be considered an irony. You see, the Christian begins by affirming that man is fundamentally wicked, whereas the atheist affirms that man is fundamentally good. Might not be what we expect. This looks like bad news, this looks like good news. But think about it. First of all, the Christian view is far more accurate. If there was ever a doctrine that had an abundance of empirical evidence, it's the sinfulness of man. That's why everyone knows to err is human. So we know that we are sinful, but in recognizing that, we can recognize in turn that our only hope is the sovereign supernatural grace of God at work in our lives. We have to be rescued from outside of us in order to get where God calls us to be. From the atheistic perspective, man is basically good, but even the atheist recognizes that things are not as they ought to be. So how do we solve the problem of man's goodness and culture's badness? Well, from the atheistic perspective, man is basically good, but man is also infinitely malleable, changeable by other men. That if man can control the environment of man, through education, through social engineering, then we can construct out of man the perfect man that will lead us into our hoped-for paradise. So what we end up with in the end is some men controlling other men.